Okay, the final aliyah of Parsha Shoftim, Shvi'i, continues to talk about some of the aspects of war, namely the fact that when laying siege around a city, when confronting a city, there are, as we sometimes refer to, certain rules of engagement, and you're not permitted to go ahead and just engage in any way you want. The details of this, again, are complicated to discuss at the moment, but something very interesting is the Torah says, even in a situation of wartime, when placing a siege around the city, you have to be careful not to be unnecessarily destructive and forget of people, even when it comes to properties such as trees, fruit-bearing trees. They have to be protected unless they can't be. And this is the concept of Bal Tashchis, which we speak about in many, many situations, namely that we have to just be resourceful in general and not have an attitude where, well, I don't really want this right now, I don't need it, and so therefore I could waste it, I could destroy it, I could throw it out. That's the concept of Bal Tashchis, which comes from this final aliyah in Parsha Shoftim. What's really interesting, the Torah has an expression over here, Ki ha'adam eitz hasadeh, that a person is compared to a tree. At least that's one way to sort of define what the Torah says over here, which is a really fascinating idea. Much could be said about this, but just on a very simple level, trees have roots, and they have like sort of the trunk of the tree, as well as branches and fruit. And when you think about it, people as well have roots, which symbolize where we come from, the trunk, which is who we are, our branches tend to be our accomplishments and the degree to which we have been successful in sort of reaching outside of ourselves, and the fruits, be it children, grandchildren, or even masim tovim, deeds that people do in this world, which are purposeful, which make the world a better place for others. So that's perhaps what it means when the Torah says, Ki adam eitz hasadeh. The final section of Parsha Shoftim, the second half of the seventh aliyah, deals with the concept known as Egla Arufa, where the Torah tells us that if a person's corpse is found, we don't know exactly how this person was killed, how they died, but we just see that there's a body that has been sort of left on the side of the road. So the Torah describes a manner, a very strange and unusual, I'll call it ceremony of sorts. I mean, I don't mean to trivialize it. I mean, it involves mitzvahs in the Torah, in which we go ahead and hold neighboring cities accountable. It's a very, very powerful idea. We try to figure out which is the closest city, and then the Ziknei Yir representing that city come forward and they say, that Yadenu lo shafchu es adam hazeh, that they basically are trying to declare that they are not responsible for this person's death, but almost by implication, to a certain extent, they are. Chazal tell us over here that maybe there's more that they could have done. Even if they didn't necessarily literally kill this person, perhaps there was not enough of an effort to include him, to send him along safely on his way, to be malava him, to escort him. And so therefore, the idea over here is that we really need to be concerned about the well-being, the welfare of others, even people who are not part of our community, people who are not members of our city. The mere fact that they are members of the broader community, we have an obligation towards them. I thank you so much for learning Parsha Shoftim together with me.